everybody, Pen here. Just want to come on live to talk about the very common question that people ask. And I want to share a little bit about my experience as well regarding content consumption, regarding learning things versus actually getting out there and doing and taking actions from what we've learned, right? So I'm going to share a little bit about my story. Starting out as a certified life coach, and even prior to that, I was always, since background growing up in China, Chinese families, and even in other cultures too, focus heavily on education. So for us, it's usually like, oh, you have to get a doctorate degree or or lawyer, or some sort of PhD, master's degree, and things like that. So I ended up with a master's degree in occupational therapy, and then so school after school after school, years of schooling. And once I got out of that, I still have that mentality of just constantly getting certifications and trainings. So I did a lot of those as well, and bought a lot of courses, invested a lot in my businesses over the years. I've tried a few different businesses. And so I was stuck in that study mode and thinking that I don't know enough. I need to do all the things to prepare myself to be able to get paying clients or, do things like that. And then I was stuck, especially when I was done with my life coaching certification. But because I'm like, oh my gosh, with all the things that I learned in my life coaching program, but then I don't have enough experience coaching people. So I need to keep on listening to coaching calls. Other coaches coach other people for me to know more. But then after listening to thousands of hours of other people coaching other people, it made me realize that there only really came down to a few of the things that people are really struggling with. If you really dive deep into the cause of what people are struggling, right? So, and then I finally just found that balance to do both: study, learn, and take actions. And especially in the industry that I'm in, travel business, I found that there's no way that I could learn about all the different countries in the world and learning about all the over 300 suppliers and be able to really know, for example, everything about cruises or all-inclusive resorts or a specific type of trip that people want to go do, right? Unless I become a specialist in that type of travel. And so I kind of just started doing and learning and I'm starting to take actions and then ask the questions or Google or search for the answers as I go. And that really made a difference by starting to take actions. And instead of being stuck on just listening to audio tapes or audiobooks or just read for 6-7 hours a day, I was stuck at that phase for a little bit. And then finding that balance really made a difference because as I'm taking actions, I'm learning. And another thing is I was stuck on was, I don't know if you can relate, if you have any of those experiences, still having a cough, and you can share in the comments area. And another thing is, one struggle that I was having with all the things that I've learned, which was a lot, was what do I share with the world that's mine? It's because I'm learning from all these people. I got these ideas from these people. Then it's their ideas, right? Then it's not mine. But then I'm thinking, I still can't share what I learned from other people. I just reference them and say a quote or, a paragraph or something that I've learned and say, you know what? Oh my gosh, I have an aha moment learning about this from this course. And I'm going to share, maybe add some of your experience into it or adding your story into it if you want to. And if you don't feel comfortable sharing your story, then just share that this is the 3 things that I've learned from this person, and then follow me for more tips and tricks and things like that, right? So you can still get the content that you've learned from other people out there. It's just going to go through you. And because we all have our own ways of sharing, when you presented it, it's going to be different than the person that taught it. Because sometimes, the people that taught the things, you might not associate with, or you might not have that connection with. But then when that person listens to you, they want to learn from you. So you hear, I know those are some of the top personal development people are like what Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, and in the leadership, John Maxwell, right? You can learn from all these people, but then you can still be in those, be knowing more about those niches and then adding your own mix to it. And then people will be following you or learning from you. So I would say that get yourself out there. It's because I've been through it, done that. And then, excuse me, then I wasn't really making the impact that I want from all the things that I've learned. My purpose to learn all these things is so that I can make a difference. Well, self-improvement for one thing. And then the other purpose is to get the knowledge that I've learned out there so that other people can get their lives changed, right? So just kind of having that balance. And right now what I do is I do a minimum of 30 minutes of personal development. Yeah, I still get stuck on just like keep on going, and not taking actions. But then, of course, scheduling and kind of just set a boundary and say, you know what, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 hours of the training or the course or whatever it is. And then I'm going to go back to taking actions, do something with the knowledge that you just learned. And I'm a heavy note taker. I used to spend like hours trying to transcribe everything, thinking that everything is important that I learned. Can you relate to that? If you can, just write down notes, the word notes in the comments, because I just take notes and notes and notes, and I have like hundreds of like notebooks laying around with all the notes. But then right now, I just decided to kind of change that, and then basically just when I'm driving and or when I'm doing dishes or I'm doing laundry or excuse me, or when my kids are sleeping on me. My 2-year-old, sometimes he still sleeps on me, but well, we all co-sleep. So, and then I will be like, just listening to that stuff or reading, but then I just don't go and take notes. And I just try to remember as much as I can and then just share it out there. Ray Higdon talks about learn, teach, repeat. So learn, teach, and repeat. And that way you'll constantly let that creativity flow. You're going to keep on repurposing that content that you've learned and adding your own mix to it. And that kind of also builds on your creativity as well. As you create more, you get more ideas. So you get ideas from everything that you've learned, right? And then you kind of piece everything together and then kind of come up with your own ways. And writing, that makes it does help. As you're taking notes, you can have like basically 2 columns. One is just the notes from the person that you're learning from. And then, excuse me. And then on the other side, you could put, your ideas, anything that comes up, because as I'm reading, as I'm learning, I have ideas just pop into my head. But then if I don't write everything down, then I can just forget. So just writing down, jot down notes. And the more you learn, the more ideas you come up, the more your creativity kicks in. And so I highly suggest that you do both balanced. To balance that is to set scheduling, right? Set certain amount of time dedicated to studying, and then also dedicate a certain amount of time to create content, and especially batching the content from what you've learned into different segments so that you can have multiple different content going out there throughout the week or even the month. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. And I think this is something that is a struggle for me as well. And it's a common thing for a lot of people as well. So thank you for watching. And if you have anything that you want to share, if you want to reach out to me privately to talk about it, my inbox is open, and email is support@penhecoaching.com. If you want to send me an email, support@penhecoaching.com, or you can just reach out to me on social media at the platform that you're watching this from. Thank you and have a great day.